Hey guys, it's Sam. I got some important stuff to tell you before the episode starts. We got some things that we need to share with you about links to places where you can do cool stuff relating to the podcast, because you're going to hear some crazy things in the show, and that's not right anymore. This is the source of truth. So you can follow us on Twitter at Metal Gear Monday. You can join the conversation and, just generally be jovial with us at facebook.com/Metal Gear Mondays, or you can go to patreon.com/Metal Gear Mondays and support the show if you like it, which we would greatly appreciate because we love you. Anyway, enjoy this episode of Metal Gear Mondays 1.0.
Hey Peter, I can't use my fucking legs. I'm in a wheelchair. It's miserable. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of Metal Gear Mondays. I'm your host, Patrick Warburton, and this week is a special episode.
Deborah.
Metal Gear Solid, the Twin Snakes.
I can't keep it going. Okay, so this is Leslie Summerfield, and as always, Metal Gear Solid Book Club style fashion podcast, top to bottom, inside and out. This week we are covering The Twin Snakes in a super secret special bonus 100 likes episode that you have unlocked. Welcome to the club. And I am joined, as always, by Isaac Glenn.
I know you are, but
And Samuel Wright.
I'm Fat Albert. That's fat.
And
That's a fat waveform right there.
part of this bonus episode is we're actually all physically touching legs right now.
Yeah,
we're sitting in front of each other's faces for the first time ever of the show. And yeah, so as I mentioned at the top of the show, this is the Twin Snakes. Please bear with us. We are recording under different circumstances than usual.
We're recording under duress.
Yeah, so if the quality is a little different or noticeably different, that is a part of the bonus caveat.
Alessia's cats are pointing guns at our heads.
If we sound like we're in pain,
It's because the cats.
yeah.
Please send help,
Alessia's cats are pointing the guns of the Patriots at our heads.
which is just their fingers in a gun shape.
Which I didn't think cats could do that with their paws, but you'd be surprised.
It happens. I super glued fake retractable thumbs to their hands.
I thought you were gonna do that.
Deborah.
Yeah, I'm here if you want.
It sounds like Bobcat Goldthwait.
Bobcat Goldthwait. Who the fuck?
Everybody loves Raymond.
Alright, sorry. Do you not know who Bobcat Goldthwait is?
I know who Bobcat
okay.
Goldthwait is. What the fuck are you referencing Bobcat Goldthwait?
Because of the voice. Alright. So, a little bit of background information on the Twin Snakes. It was released for the Nintendo GameCube in 2004, in March, all for North America, Japan, and European Union, albeit pre-European Union, and also albeit different days in March, with the U.S. receiving it the earliest and European audiences receiving it the latest, as per usual with Europe.
So Europe received it, as we're recording this, Europe received it yesterday.
Oh.
On this day in 2004.
Happy anniversary,
Very nice.
guys.
Yeah, 12 years. So it was developed by Konami Computer Entertainment Japan and collaboratively with Silicon Knights, as known for Eternal Darkness and Too Human. It was published by Konami. It was distributed by Nintendo for the GameCube. It was produced and designed and written by Hideo Kojima and co-written by Tomokazu Fukushima. And all of the original composers return, albeit this name Waichiro
Do you want my help?
Ozaki
I can actually look at what you're looking at.
is a new name. So
Yeah, Waichiro Ozaki.
the
Ozaki.
Ozaki-san.
Ozaki.
Deborah-san.
the quote-unquote graphical improvements and new cutscenes were written and directed by Ryuhi Kitamura. And yeah.
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear Solidization Zunkusu.
Snukesu.
Snikusu.
Metal Gear.
That is the Japanese title.
Zatwins. Tusin.
That's really hard to say.
Tuswin. Snukigu. Snaku. Backpaku. Snickle Backpaku.
Yes. So yes, for those of you not in the know, the Twin Snakes is a remake of 1998's Metal Gear Solid 1 for the PlayStation. It was, again, collaboratively developed between Silicon Knights, Konami, and Nintendo, with Shigeru Miyamoto and Hideo Kojima being design advisors and kind of just general advisors on the project as a whole. The game borrows the sort of gameplay advancements from Metal Gear Solid 2 and the graphical power of the GameCube to kind of adjust the original game to be a little bit more, quote-unquote, kept up with the times. All of the voice recording had to be re-recorded for the game because
Dang.
I'm still going through general shit here, guys.
Thanks, Isaac.
I'm just trying to sound surprised.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So,
Hot damn.
That's actually really
yeah.
impressive.
The fact they recorded everything. What? So...
Well, and apparently David Hayter is responsible for convincing everyone to re-record it.
What?
So,
And they tried to fire him several times. Why?
Yeah.
That man is a national fucking treasure.
well, apparently, so David Hayter. So what ended up happening was that the original audio from the original game, whenever it was sort of upscaled for the GameCube version,
You could hear background noise because they didn't record in soundproof booths.
yep, because it was the mid '90s, and they were probably recording in apartments in New York.
People
or
didn't know
something.
why soundproofing was so important back then in the 90s.
Who knows?
Fuck it.
But yeah, so
Hot damn.
Hayter got Konami to agree to re-record with the original cast, so the entire original cast returns. However, there's a new voice actor for Gray Fox, and everything else is still the same cast. When they re-recorded, they actually re-recorded closer to the original Japanese script. So there are a lot of situations like when Vulcan Raven is dying, or during Sniper Wolf's death, where these kind of long drawn-out monologues are kind of condensed to like 2 sentences. Which, for better or worse, some people like it, some people don't like it that way. A lot of people think that the monologues actually add extra character. So this is not like a direct improvement by any means. It's essentially the new team tried to recreate the original game as much as they could.
Well, you got to think, too, they're like sitting in a booth and they having to re-record audio for an
Yeah.
entire game that they already recorded audio for.
For sure.
So they're probably not that into the idea of doing drawn-out monologues about the same thing.
Yeah.
So...
Well, and likewise, too, Naomi and Mei Ling lose their stereotypical accents during the re-recording process. So Naomi will sound much more akin to what she ends up eventually sounding like in MGS4. And then Mei Ling loses her super fucking racist Chinese.
Oh, sorry, say.
I cannot believe I'm being hit on by the famous Ray Romano.
In order to sound more sort of USA, born and raised, which is how she actually is written to be.
Born and raised Ohio.
Oh, she? Ohio.
I don't know.
I think she's a Berkeley girl.
Born and raised in Ohio.
Ohio.
But yeah, and so likewise too, and it's actually interesting to me that this happened, but a lot of these resources ended up getting used in Metal Gear Solid 4 whenever they have flashbacks, the voiceover recording is actually from this game and not from the original game.
Because it's nice recorded crisp audio
going back to
in a soundproof booth.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So and besides that stuff, just to be kind of super upfront with you guys, so we were in the process of hunting down 3 copies of the game for all of us to play. I know eventually we do all want to go out and play it, but for the use of this recording, we actually just watched a whole bunch of gameplay videos, just kind of skimming through the differences and kind of reading some stuff.
We went to a secondhand game shop, and instead of finding any copies of that, I bought a World Heavyweight Championship belt.
Yeah.
And walked around St. Louis with a belt slung over my shoulders, gaining the adulation of the people.
Yeah.
Except for one man.
Except for one man, he wanted me to put that ugly ass belt away.
Yeah. It was.
And I won't say the other word he said because that's rude. Hey, put that ugly ass belt away. I know you hear me. Put that ugly ass belt away.
It was pretty.
I hope he's a fan. I hope he's listening.
Yeah. He's like, I love Metal Gear Mondays, dog.
Man, I love Metal Gear Mondays. LUH, I love it.
Dude,
I love Metal Gear Mondays.
He sounded like he had metal in his tongue. I'm gonna be completely honest. He sounded like he had like a barbell, like tongue piercing.
What did Kristen say? He said it sounded like he had peanut butter stuck to the roof of his mouth. Anywho.
But yeah, so we have not done our due diligence per usual. But that being said, this game is not anything too different from the original game. So that being said,
I almost want to go and redo the first season, a la Twin Snakes.
oh, dude, like I think that's actually a cool
I
idea.
think that we should do our due diligence because we didn't play it back through
Yeah,
for
that's
the
true.
first for the recording.
Well, I mean, we were pretty upfront about that too because we shifted. Yeah, so that's not a bad idea. Maybe we will remaster our own first season.
Anyway,
It's not a bad idea.
spoil don't get your hopes up.
Yeah, it might happen.
It may or may not happen. We'll see.
It depends. But yeah, so that being said, Sam and I have played it, period. Isaac has never played it. And maybe we'll remedy that at some point. But Sam, do you want to talk about your experiences having played it?
It's just different. I love how I do like how they record it. I will say, I'm in the character building camp about the monologues. I don't like how they shortened them, but they changed so much about the game. They re-recorded some of the ways they phrased stuff and like we've talked about this before, the action-y additions to the cutscenes. Like Snake doing that fucking
Backflip?
judo kick backflip off of the missile.
Yeah.
One of the ones that I forgot about, we were watching a clip from it, and in Sniper Wolf's death sequence, in the original, she calls for her gun, Otacon grabs it and gives it to her. Well, in Twin Snakes, Otacon grabs the gun, he runs towards her, trips, and falls and goes, ah! And then gives her the gun.
Yeah. Which I think is actually kind of cool. It adds character, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely Otacon. So.
Yeah. Which is, I think, all of our response when we saw it.
She was like, why'd they do that? It's Otacon.
Likewise, too, I will say, for all of the things that people don't like during all the crazy fighting I think there's actually some good additions. So whenever the Cyborg Ninja is originally introduced during the lab sequence, he actually... now that they have all the animations and stuff like that, and they have the resources to be able to have characters animate in a way that is less kind of cardboard.
Herky-jerky.
Yeah, they're able to do really cool things. So, like, in the Cyborg Ninja kind of incident, he kind of goes crazy and bounces all over the room, and it fits really well. And then, likewise, when Meryl pulls the gun on Snake, instead of just grabbing the barrel of the gun and telling her to shoot him, he, like, CQCs the gun out of her hand, she pulls it back, and then he like pulls his pistol out of his back in like a really cool way, so they can kind of articulate in ways that your imagination had to fill the gaps.
I do want to say the sequence in Twin Snakes after the battle with the ninja is a lot more accurate to what Eoraptor did in Metal Gear Awesome. I'm freaking out, man! Bouncing around the room. Have you seen Metal Gear Awesome?
No, I haven't. Actually.
We'll have to show you.
Oh, yeah, we'll show Isaac at
It's
some point.
fucking incredible.
Can I do a reaction podcast.
Live on the
Live reaction.
podcast? Should we?
I don't know, because I don't want to be able to like hear his audio from the
Dang, man.
headphones. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't want to hear the audio of the video.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
We just record it right here. If we want another, it's like toast.
Do we
Fuck
have
it.
headphones for Isaac to wear?
No, we just play it out loud.
No, I don't want to have that audio.
We can all
It's
enjoy it.
So dumb.
We can all enjoy it. Are you saying toast sounds dumb, Alessio? Because that's exactly how I record toast.
Yeah, but that's the premise of the show.
I hate you.
Yeah, but that's
Podcast is over.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. Whatever. Well,
who's hosting this boat? Sam?
who owns the boat?
That's fine. I'll take my show somewhere else. I will take the most popular show away from your network.
IP.
You heard it here first.
IP.
We're having a divorce.
IP.
I'm kidding.
It's my IP. I'm kidding.
That's fine. I'll
Just
straight-
cut all of this out.
Metal
This
Gear,
is-
the podcast.
This is fucking retarded.
But yeah, we'll show you off my case. It'll be good.
Okay.
You just need to cut all that out. Yeah, we'll show you later. Just.
But yeah, I wish insert the part where we talk about the new gameplay here with Isaac that he does not know anything about. So yeah, it plays just like 2. So it plays just like 2.
If you like the gameplay of 2,
Well, and so here's the big caveat that people tend to have. So Metal Gear Solid 1 was never made for it to play like 2. Like it's made for the mechanics that are in the game. So that being said, Isaac, do you think Metal Gear Solid 1 would benefit from having the controls and features of Metal Gear Solid 2? Because it kind of breaks the game at certain points.
Yeah, I think 1 had this aesthetic to it in terms of being very, what's the word? Contained or whatever. And I think if you were to change that, it would kind of, like you said, break it. So...
Yeah, like
But-
specifically the Revolver Ocelot fight becomes like super
yeah.
trivial
Yeah,
because you can. There is no question as to whether or not you're gonna hit the bombs whenever you shoot. You can
Yeah.
just like
I
aim and
hated
hit
that.
it, and
Oh,
you're good.
really?
yeah,
Like you can finish that fight in like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Like it's ridiculous.
because the
Hated that boss fight. It's like,
we know
I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, no. The thing about the Revolver Ocelot, like most of the difficulty of that fight comes from the fact that you don't know what
Yeah.
you're gonna hit if you
Yeah.
shoot in a particular direction. So it's a little it kind of
Easy moded it?
drops the difficulty of a lot of the stuff that you're doing. Because in Metal Gear Solid 1 you had the static camera, you had to look where they wanted you to
Right.
look. And this is kind of the same thing, but you have a bigger picture of what you're doing, especially with the first person. So.
Yeah. Which coincidentally makes the environments feel way smaller than they did in the actual game. Because suddenly you feel like Metal Gear Solid 2 has been condensed and put into this box in a sense. Because like before the environments felt big because you couldn't really do a whole lot.
You were looking where they wanted you to look.
Yeah, and I feel like the camera has even changed a little bit because it feels like the character models are bigger, and so it feels like the space itself is smaller. If that makes
Because the
sense.
space didn't change with the models are filling up more space.
For sure. So, and it's also interesting too because they add things like the hanging mechanic and stuff like that, but there's no fucking use.
There's
for
no
it.
reason to
Like
hang.
maybe on the bridge whenever you're crossing from the towers, but the guards already know that you're there,
Yeah.
so it's not like you can sneak.
So it doesn't make any sense. It actually might be detrimental to hang
Yeah.
in that situation. So
I don't know, it's bizarre. Likewise too, so there's a tranquilizer gun that's added and non-lethal, putting people to sleep. Sandman mode, as Cole Ross so eloquently put it, has been sort of added into this game. Some small things have been changed too. So like the PlayStation that appears in Otacon's office is now replaced by a GameCube. You can find a Mario and a Yoshi action figure in part of the game. Likewise, the posters have all been changed out for different games.
so they're not Police Knots and Snatcher anymore. They're-
Yeah, it's...
What were they like?
I'm trying to think. I
think
believe
they're-
there's an Eternal Darkness poster, I
Yeah.
think.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
There's also I think there's a Metal Gear Solid 2 poster, potentially, maybe.
Can we do an Eternal Darkness podcast?
That'd be kind of fun.
Eternal Darkness Eon Day.
Well, you can only do the one game.
But it'll take eons.
Yeah, it's true. It will take ages,
It'll be eternal.
if you will.
I'm fucking incredible. Good night, everybody.
But yeah, so other than that, trying to think if there's anything very, very specific. Obviously, so like going back to the articulation point, it's really fun to go back and watch all the Gray Fox cutscenes and all the Metal Gear fights and stuff, because it feels way less like a kid playing with G.I. Joes and way more like a choreographed movie scene.
Because we gave that a lot of shit back in season 1, but it's actually really cool. Mm-hmm. It's really cool, like see the changes and see how they've made it more cinematic to kind of match with the universe that the rest of the game's kind of crafted. Mm-hmm. Because as much like flack as we gave it originally, it matches up with 2 and 3 and 4 and the action heavy choreographing of those games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and likewise too, I know that before we kind of spoken about Metal Gear Solid 1 being included in things like Super Smash Bros. Brawl and stuff like that. And the reason for it is because of the Twin Snakes. Yeah. So it's not like... Because technically prior to Twin Snakes, the only Nintendo Metal Gear anything was the NES port of Metal Gear 1. Mm-hmm. And so it's like... I know a lot of people were like, oh, why is Metal Gear Solid in Smash Brothers? And it's like Twin Snakes is that reason.
Because fuck you. That's why.
Yeah. And
why Cloud's in Smash Brothers now?
Yeah, now he is.
That doesn't make any sense.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
Who gives a fuck? He's awesome.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I will say that, the Shadow Moses that is in Smash Brothers is actually modeled after the GameCube version of the helipad. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we want to touch on. Sam, do you have any fun stories about Twin Snakes? Whenever you... Like, how did you come across it? How did you find it? Were you as excited about it? Did you get it way later? Were you still young?
I played Twin Snakes in high school. Because I had wanted it because I was a huge Metal Gear fan, obviously. But I was in that weird phase where I couldn't just ask for games all the time because I was little. So it would just...
High school?
Yeah.
All right.
What do you...
Says the guy who didn't have a job in high school. Did you have a job in high school, Sam?
I had a very low-paying fast food job.
No, I mean, that's fine. I was just saying Isaac didn't have a job in high school, so he had to ask for video games.
You've been giving me shit all day.
I bought my own video games.
I was just saying, not giving me shit, throwing shade, giving me my belt.
Sam, I was just saying.
Look you in the eye.
You said high school.
Yes.
And then you said little.
High school isn't little compared to when I played the games originally. I was like 6 or 7 when I played Metal Gear Solid 1, dude.
All right.
Compare that to high school. I'm a grown-ass man compared to... I was a grown-ass man compared to when I was 7.
Calm down.
All right, guys.
Chill.
I'm coming here. I'm reffing.
Chill.
Back it up. I'm Nicholas Reffin.
Trying to steal my...
Winding Reffin.
It's because you've been trying to... Nicholas Winding. Fuck you. Trying to steal my belt. All night you've been trying to steal my belt.
And I took it.
Mr. Honda Man.
I took it.
Fuck you.
I took it.
So the inside joke is that Isaac and Sam have been fighting over this World Championship Wrestling belt all day. And I've just been amused and watching from afar.
Well, Isaac and Alessio are the tag team champions. They don't have belts as such.
No.
But they're the tag team champions. Alessio is sophomore Hoffman. And Isaac is Mr. Honda Man. Because he's Asian.
Yep.
Which came from another inside joke from earlier in the day.
Which Honda tried to cut Alessio off in a turn lane and didn't work.
Yeah, and I referred to him as Mr. Honda Man. And
Isaac thought he was racistly talking about Isaac, and he was not. But we've been calling him Mr. Honda Man ever since. So send your letters to... You should change your Twitter handle, at Mr. Honda Man. Or maybe you'll tweet.
Maybe I will. Maybe I'll
he just
tweet
tweets
right now.
car sounds. Yeah. so you didn't finish your story, Sam. How did you come
I'm so sorry.
So
also it is still a multi-disc game.
Yes.
The GameCube has those stupid
tiny
DVDs.
discs.
And so it's still a 2-disc game. Yeah. And I just want to point that out. So Sam.
So I discovered it because I started high school in 2006, I think, if I'm remembering that right. And I remember seeing it when it came out, but not being able to get it. And and then I think I picked it up when I was a junior. And I played it when I was a junior in high school, so I think I played it in like 2009 for the first time.
Do you remember what you thought of it?
Well, I thought it was fucking rad because it was the one thing is like I was all about wanting like this was the height of me like craving like a Final Fantasy VII remake and like all the cool games. Like I really want a new Crash Bandicoot. It looks like games now, and like all those old PlayStation games that I played when I was little that I wanted to play.
I still want a Medieval remake.
Fuck man, Medieval was my shit.
I love that game.
Oh my god, Sir Daniel Fortescue. I'm mad. He was in PlayStation All Stars, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
I was about to say. I was about to get like righteously indignant about Sir Daniel Fortescue not being in the PlayStation All Stars game. But like they were scraping the barrel for characters for that, so of course he's in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was my like the height of my like I want remakes phase, and I get a remake, and not only is it a remake, but it's a remake of one of my favorite games of all time. Yeah, fuck, I thought it was rad. I haven't played it. I played it 2 other times since then. And when I first got it, I didn't really pay much attention to the differences we talked about. Mm-hmm. But I kind of noticed them more as I like played through it again and paid more attention to it. Don't really have any fun stories per se.
Nothing jumping out at you.
No, I just thought it was fucking rad.
Hashtag fucking rad.
Hashtag fucking rad. You heard it here.
Well, and likewise, too, so I was actually pretty late to the game. I knew that it existed, but I did not spend a whole hell of a lot of time sort of playing with it, and so I actually got it probably sometime after the Wii came out. I found a copy for the GameCube because I wanted to play more GameCube games now that I had this backwards-compatible Wii, and I came about it, I think I bought it on eBay, and I just sat down and played through it in an afternoon, and I mean, I enjoyed it. I don't think I ever came back to it, and then at some point, I kind of got rid of a bunch of game stuff, and that sadly was something that I got rid of because I'm an asshole, and I need to procure it again because I want to play it again. The one question I wanted to ask you and Isaac is, so in this kind of age where they're kind of re-releasing the Resident Evil remake, which again was Nintendo exclusive for the GameCube, and Resident Evil 0 just came out, which again was GameCube exclusive. Now we have all these HD re-releases of these great remakes on Xbox, PlayStation, PC. Would you guys buy a Twin Snakes re-release, and do you think that it's something that Konami might even consider given the state of Konami right now?
I don't think they will, but I would totally play it.
Yeah. No, I don't think they ever will, but I'd play it. But it also depends on where they want to go with Metal Gear in the future. Because it just kind of depends. Like, do they intend to make more Metal Gear? Can they capitalize on the goodwill and the fans by doing something like this? It just kind of depends. But yeah, I'd straight up play it all day.
Nice.
Yeah, because I mean, the GameCube was only $480.
Yeah,
it was still technically SD.
Yeah.
So,
what about you?
Oh, I mean, I think I would definitely buy it in a heartbeat, especially if it, say Konami pulled a thing kind of like Capcom where they're like, hey, we're going to re-release this classic game, and depending on the sales, it will help motivate whether or not we want to continue to focus on this game. And I especially think that if Konami's in ultra money-grubbing bullshit mode right now, what better way than to re-release a thing that they don't have to do anything with? Yeah. And
one of their most popular games ever, too.
Yeah, I mean, granted, they'd probably have a small team to upscale it to 1080 and all that jazz, but I don't think it'd be too great, too crazy work-wise. Real quick, I want to kind of go through some of the unlockable stuff just while we're talking about it. So for the most part, it's got a lot of the exact same unlockables that the original MGS1 had. However, there are a couple additional things. So you can get Sneaking Suit Meryl, which is Meryl kind of dressed in a similar kind of suit to Snake by beating the game twice. There are demos of sort of character animations and stuff like that for Meryl and for Otacon, depending on who you beat the game with, etc. Everything else is kind of the same. You get the stealth camo the same way, Tuxedo Snake the same way, the Crimson Ninja that totally look like Spider-Man the same way. stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that was the first one.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
forgot. I was about to ask if that was in the first one, but I remember now.
Yeah. So those are all the same. You can change your save icon depending on how you beat the game and how many times you beat the game. It has all the same sort of ending rankings like before. So there's chicken and like big boss rank and foxhound rank and flying squirrel and all that stuff. A lot of these are actually kind of carried over from 2 and 3, which is interesting. But all the original ones remain. Apparently there's a cameo of Alex from Eternal Darkness, so anytime you put a book on the ground and you go into first person, instead of scandalous women like in MGS2 or shitty textures, apparently you can see Alex from Eternal Darkness. Like we mentioned, there's the GameCube and the Wavebird controller, there's the Mario and the Yoshi doll. Apparently you can creep out Meryl before the Psycho Mantis fight by staring at her in first person, and she'll tell you that you are creeping her out and should stop doing that.
But you got a cute butt. I gotta stare at you.
The other thing is, so in the room, now that you can see the textures in the room that you fight Psycho Mantis in, where there's the statues and the portraits on the wall, now they're actually all replaced by Konami staff and Silicon Knights people. And so Dennis Dyack, Hideo Kojima, and even Ryuhi Kitamaru appear in the portraits on the wall, and they're actually like laughing and stuff. And I believe there's a Shigeru Miyamoto one as well, if I remember. But while he's screwing with Snake's head, you can see all that stuff. Psycho Mantis says different things depending on what's on your memory card now, obviously because it's a different system. But he comments on Eternal Darkness, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, Super Mario Sunshine, or Smash Brothers Melee.
Did we ever get a list about the ones that he said on PlayStation?
I believe so. I think we pulled it up. It was like Symphony of the Night and a couple other things. It was like only Konami. Like we said before, there's an Eternal Darkness poster. You can make Mei Ling angry if you call her 3 times in a row, and she'll yell at you for calling her for no reason if you don't save.
At any time?
Yeah.
3 times?
Yeah. And you just don't save. And she'll also stick her tongue out at you. And then, Sam, do you want to take it away? You're giving me some instruction. What's up?
I was saying don't read that one because it's the same thing as in the first one.
Oh,
Same
yeah.
I was trying to tell you to
Oh,
skip
gotcha.
it. So just cut that.
Okay. Also, let me see real quick. Let me read this real quick. Oh, that's funny. Why
don't you share that with the
No,
class?
yeah, no, I mean, I wanted to finish reading it.
Oh, that's so funny.
Moving on.
Well, I can't
No,
speak, comment on what I'm reading in the moment. So likewise, in the original game, Snake had extremely long hair during the briefing videos, and then within the game itself, he had very short hair. And so in this, they kind of make an allusion to that, where if you watch all of the briefing videos, there's actually a brief remark about how he's getting his hair cut in between, and how his haircut is different from how it appeared in Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. So it's a little bit of like a joke thing.
That's pretty funny.
And they replaced one of the posters. It was the Police Knots poster got replaced with the Zone of the Enders 2 poster. So, and yeah, other than that, I believe that that's actually all of it. So why don't we close the episode out by pulling up Metal Gear Awesome and getting Isaac's response to it, Sam?
Okay. Do we want to
Yeah, go ahead.
play it on
Yeah,
the
you can just
episode?
pull it up. Yeah, let's do
Making
it.
fun of my fucking taste?
No, I wasn't.
Making fun of my show? Do we want to watch both of them or just the first one?
We can do. Let's find both.
Okay.
There should be one where they're cut together. You don't think it's gonna be too loud as to overpower his voice, though. That's my only concern.
Well, since it's behind the mic, I don't think so.
Okay, cool.
I'll turn it down a little bit.
Are there 4 of them now?
No, they're probably fucking...
Just stupid fans, so.
Yeah.
All right. I think that top one is it.
We may or may not use this because it may just me be going. Oh.
Can I check off the suit? Yeah, whatever, but it's pretty fucking cool.
Hello, Solid Snake.
Oh my god, hotness.
I want to bang you.
Oh, I can't believe it. He told me to name is Solid Snake.
Okay, shut up.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to get into this hind now. Hey, Snake, check it. Go sneak that shit.
Okay.
What the fuck? I didn't expect that.
Yes, that's my experience. Completely.
Sorry, G. I thought Snake was dead. Didn't even break a sweat.
Killed dog by sweating.
Hello, Snake. It's
This is not liquid on it.
That's hilarious.
This is McDonald Miller, your old buddy. Who? Are you from
Snake's Revenge.
No, Snake. Don't you remember? Why is there a helicopter in the background? It's my stomach. I'm
alluding to the helicopter.
Oh my gosh. It's cool.
It's made him the most stereotypical black man. Hey, yeah. Put that ugly ass bill away. See my niece.
Safety's on.
For transplants.
Shut up, bitch. Stop fucking calling.
Is that your...
It's your uncle.
I love how her boobs get bigger and her name changes.
Fred and Frank.
Bob now.
Oh, what?
And a big lol.
LOL.
I'm going to be a boss. Am I hallucinating? You like men. You could see into my mind? Oh, fuck. What was that noise?
That's hilarious.
It's the best gun ever. Oh. Cool, maybe this will come in handy for a stupid plot device in the sequel. Another heart attack.
And it did. And it did come in handy.
Wait, what am I looking for? Colonel, how do I contact Meryl? Whoops. Never mind, you're too hot. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck to do. You have to look at the back of the CD case for Meryl's codec number. Oh, well, how the fuck was I supposed to figure that out? Colonel tells me.
What is
I
that?
love the hand things. What the fuck? Colonel tells you.
Oh.
Okay, so...
I love how the animation gets even better. Like, you can tell.
Is what's up?
Who the fuck are you?
It's not important.
Awesome, yes, oh man!
Some people call me that. Well, Jesus Christ, so fucking hot.
Yeah.
I need you to advance the plot.
Done.
And done.
Thanks, baby.
Need any more sexual tension?
No, I'm good.
Oh.
What the fuck? No one told me there were lasers there.
Hey, Snake, there are lasers there.
Okay, I guess I use my cigarette to hit my stomach. Oh, God. Oh, it's killing me. Oh, God.
Desmine's dead.
Fuck! No one told me there were bombs there.
Hey, Snake, there are bombs there.
Oh, thanks, bitch. Whiz, I hope it takes. That's totally come out of nowhere. You know, seriously, I'm getting a little fucking pissed off.
Hey, Snake, a tank is totally gonna come out of nowhere.
Shut up, cryptic metaphor. Just throw grenades at me. Oh, awesome. I gave him more than a raven can hunt for in the night.
What? I love how his arm is still bleeding.
But cannot scratch his back, because as the Sioux people are aware of, snakes have no arms in which to scratch their back. Shut up. The raven on my head thirsts for his blood. Damn right, nigga.
Fucking racist ass girl.
Just made it impossible for you to use weapons anyway. Wait a second, what? That floor holds nukes which are very...
What in the world?
Is Naomi. I love how he didn't even pretend to, like, make a female voice.
Yeah.
No, I guess that was kind of stupid. Did somebody fart in here? Yo, B-boy, Snake Dog G. What? Yeah, listen up, launch a motherfucking missile to blah, blah, that power. How's everyone know my phone number?
That's very true.
Yeah.
Gross. That was kind of nice. Follow me, Snake.
You.
Exactly so
Yeah.
best idea. Just do a motherfucker fine, G. God, I'm so scared. No. This is disgusting. Oh my God, it's disgusting.
No.
What's going on, dog? Jesus Christ. Hey man, you calm. Oh God. Hey guys, what's up? Oh jeez. Oh, there's piss everywhere. Why did I even invent piss? It's so gross.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So Snake.
Yeah, but they just fucking ignore it.
Over me, Snake. Hurt me. Alive. Please. What more, Snake? Hurt me more, dog. It's so fucking crazy.
It was like it wasn't Twin Snakes.
Gray Fox. Bitch, that was Gray Fox.
Yes.
What?
You're a bitch. He was an experiment. S&M or something. Shut up, Snake. You're hurting my feelings inadvertently. Fuck, go be all fucking mysterious if I care. God, what did you fucking drink? You're not one of them. Dude, seriously, you fucking peed like 1 million gallons of piss everywhere. It's just like one of my jobs. What the fuck are you talking about? Talking about piss and shit, and you're all talking about some stupid Japanese shit I don't give a fuck about.
He's just like, what?
Here's a nuke launching thing, and I need to become a legitimate character from now on, okay? He launches nukes.
No.
He can't be. Do you mean you didn't know? Look, I'm about to say a lot of shit and explain like 1 million things that don't make any sense, so you might as well skip this part or something. Oh, okay. At least you had the decency to tell me. Fucking bums. Are you coming on to me? What? Why the fuck did you stop on this part? Oh, sorry. Remember when Meryl totally wiggled her ass right in your face? Oh, yeah, I remember that. That was important. I had no idea. I was just looking at her ass. Well, yeah, it was important, dumbass. Shut up! Okay, so anyway, time to find Meryl. Okay, now look at people's asses for a while.
Man ass.
Damn it. Whoa, awesome. Holy shit.
Snake, I really need someone to talk to, and
Shut up unless it's your ass talking.
Snake, please, it's really important.
What? I can't hear you. It's your ass. Plus your nipples are bleeding through your tank top. Oh, okay, let's go.
Snake, when I was a
I
little
love this.
make love to me, Snake. I want you forever.
Dude, you're supposed to say that. Damn right I'm gonna get it.
No.
Fuck, asshole. So, you like to practice surveying, yeah? What? Let's fight, Snake. Okay.
The fucking Windows hair.
No. Oh my god, I can't do anything. You can read my mind. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck to do. Dude, you gotta plug the controller into the second.
Oh, that's Susie.
How the fuck was I supposed to figure that out? Colonel tells you. You know, that's really cool and all, but like, seriously, what the hell? Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh, well, whatever. Hey, guess what? What?
So that's Metal Gear Awesome.
There you
That's,
go, Isaac.
What did you think?
It's a pretty good little show. That was 1 and 2,
Yeah.
No, it was like part
No,
1
no,
and part
no.
2. Yeah.
but they.
Yeah.
Very-
He's been Eeyore Raptor's been like, I guess I'll make 3 eventually. He's not been too concerned about it.
I can tell. That was good. That was a good summary.
What would
Very
you-
accurate,
What would you,
actually. And it's comedic.
did that give you did that kind of match your experience?
It
with
brought
the first
back the memories.
one? They come flooding
They
back.
keep
to you.
flooding back like Otacon's
Yes.
piss.
That was hilarious.
Stop fucking pissing. Okay. He controls his
So
fucking
good.
waves of piss.
Just lets it go.
Oh
good.
my god.
That was good.
Well, sweet. So thank you guys so much for unlocking the secret episode by hitting our like meter mark. And if you didn't and we eventually put this out, then thank you for listening. Anyway, Sam, what are the places that they need to remember to go?
You can go on the website, geekti.me, where you can check out the rest of the show and our other shows. We got a lot of great shows. We have one for every day of the week, so pick a day and pick a show, including this one. Keep listening to this one. Just pick a different one, too. Nobody laughed. Nope.
They laughed at home, Sam.
Nobody ever laughed.
What else should they?
Nobody ever laughs. You can go on our social media. Facebook.com/GeekTimePod, @GeekTimePod. What the fuck? Dropping shit. Facebook.com/GeekTimePod, GeekTimePod on Twitter. You can also listen to all of these shows on SoundCloud, where we upload them all. SoundCloud.com/GeekTimePod. If you are so inclined, you can go to Patreon.com/GeekTimePod and donate money to us. We've got a lot of great people that we've thanked individually that we really appreciate donating. If you donate $1 a month, you're going to be able to get into our Slack channel where we talk to each other about ridiculous stuff, you can become privy to our late night karaoke jams.
Yeah. Also director notes from the shows, and I need to hop on doing some blog posts for Metal Gear Monday.
We have some exclusive blog posts and things like that. But we share director's notes on the 1st and 15th of every month. So check that stuff out. And that's $1. We'll get you that stuff. If you don't quite feel like donating any money and you're buying stuff on Amazon, the donate page on our website will give you information about our Amazon affiliate link, where you can go and you can buy the things that you were going to buy on Amazon anyway and not spend any extra money.
And that's available at our website at geekti.me. Up at the top right, it says donate. So click that shit.
The extension is also /WP/donate if you want to just go directly to it. So there's that. We have t-shirts too.
Yep.
You can go to geektime.spreadshirt.com and buy them. We got a Matt Campbell 2016 presidential campaign t-shirt. We got a It's Just a Box t-shirt.
Do we have that link on the site yet?
Yes, we do. It's on that's on the website as well, geekti.me. Click it, it'll take you directly to the store too. So you can go check out the shirts that we have there.
Yeah, and we're thinking about adding some additional tiers and stuff like that to the Patreon, so definitely check back. Depending on when this episode comes out, as long as it's before the end of April, you can also throw some money at a movie that I'm working on. So go to braceforimpactmovie.com to check out a feature-length documentary film that I'm working on, that it will be in Kickstarter, and we're utilizing that Kickstarter as a pre-order platform for you to pre-order copies of the movie. And that would be tremendously helpful for me, and also Geek Time eventually in the long run. So, yeah. Other than that, you can check me out on Twitter at AC Summerfield, or you can look at my work at www.foreveranastronaut.com. Sam, where they can find you?
You can find me on Twitter at SamWrightDPS. If you also need to email me anything, you can email me at samw@geekti.me. I am also in control of the admin at geekti.me email address, so I will check all that stuff out. Isaac, where can they find you on Twitter?
You can. Oh,
You see it? This is what people see when they go to your Twitter. We're on the doesn't have a twit at doesn't have a twit.
I was just looking at. I have 22.
Yeah, and you haven't tweeted yet. We do this almost every
You don't even have a
episode.
profile picture.
Yeah.
I do too. It's an egg.
Forever an
that's the
Astronaut
standard
follows you. Forever an Astronaut, follow them on Twitter.
Okay.
Forever an Astronaut, FRV.
We got Troy Colton.
And Astronaut, we got
Dustin
Troy
Nichols.
Colton, Dustin Nichols.
You
These are
can
people.
follow me at doesn't have at wit.
What are you doing? What are you even doing?
He's reading out his handle.
Doesn't have at wit.
A twit at wit. And it's Sam smacking his own forehead.
But
Anyway, you should come check it out. There have been no new followers since the last time that we recorded this. And yeah, that's been our show.
it's because they want him to tweet and they're tired of not getting.
All right. Are you guys tired?
Oh, we're fucking tired too. So, tweet Isaac.
Jesus.
That was sad.
No, I mean like actually tired.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like 1:30 in the morning. And we're going to go do an Easter egg hunt tomorrow morning that I actually have to prep for. So we're going to wrap this shit up. Isaac, what can the lovely folks at home
Pronto.
remember to do?
Prevail. Remember to prevail. That was the best thing. Walking around the city, had a bunch of people congratulating me on being the champ and asking me about the belt. And this one car just drove by and shouted, "Prevail! It's the champ! Prevail!" at me.
So actually,
good.
we'll ask the champ then. So champ, what can the folks at home remember?
Remember that
These are your fans. These are your.
these are the champs fans. Remember
Champ
that you should
fans.
never cross the chill crew.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm the champ. Miracle. Mike McCoy.
Go
We
chill
got the
yourself.
tag. Go chill yourself. We got the tag team champions, Sophomore Hoffman and Mr. Honda Man.
Yeah, don't forget Punk Girl.
Yeah, Princess Punk, women's champion.
Yep.
We've also got
Our manager. Don't forget our manager.
I'm getting the Intercontinental champion.
All right.
Slick Jim Mahoney, Intercontinental champion. We've got I can't remember, flower butt baby bottom or something.
Yeah, our manager, who is the cage match expert.
It's when he's a weak-willed fool, but when he gets put in a cage, He's got tattoos and scars. Takes his shirt off and he beats
It's the
people
inner
up.
beast.
He gets put in the cage. He activates the rage. That's what we say.
So don't cross the chill crew, because we're gonna make you take the ultimate chill krill for whales.
And when you take that chill pill, you're gonna end up 6 feet underground, and you're gonna end up in a box.
The ultimate
All right,
chill.
everybody, we're whales.
That reminds me of a joke.
All right,
What's your joke?
Whale walks into a bar.
just walk in.
You lost me.
2 whales walk
Yeah.
into a
You
bar.
lost me.
It's okay. It's
How are they
fine.
walking?
Fuck it.
Do they like?
Do they have people legs?
This is
That's
not.
creeping me
This
out.
is not question time. Just roll. They're walking on their fins.
Is
It's the boss, aka Pearl
Okay.
from
But-
SpongeBob.
Okay.
you know whales are really heavy.
I know.
Yeah, they're very top heavy.
2 whales walk into a bar.
Together.
It'd be better if
Together
The
or
whale-
separate.
It'd be better if they said if they swim.
You're artificially extending this episode. You're the one who wants it to end, so why don't you shut the fuck up, Alessio? Two whales walk into a bar.
Swim.
Keep your mouth aimed at the mic. Quit turning your head to me.
Fuck you.
He's still turning his head.
Yeah, I'm being contrary. I'm talking loud enough. See
Anyway.
these waveforms, motherfucker? You did this. 2 whales swim into a bar.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Perfect.
The
I'm
first
there.
one goes up to the bartender and goes. Second one goes, Jim, you need to go home. You're drunk. And just remember, it's just a box.
Just a box.